Welcome to the Business for London video on using LinkedIn to connect with customers and prospects. In this video, we're going to look at the best practice for LinkedIn, optimizing your profile using keywords, building a relevant network, connecting with your customers and prospects, and using the advanced search. We'll also talk a little bit about the types of things to post, adding articles or blog posts, taking part in groups, searching for leads, the importance of recommendations, and the statistics that are available for you to monitor on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is really the platform for professionals. It is all about B2B, business to business. There are over 575 million users, and 40% of the users on LinkedIn are using it on a daily basis. Profiles that have photographs of the users are 36 times more likely to receive messages. And just bear in mind that a fully completed LinkedIn profile can really open doors for your business. So let's talk a little bit about the photo. The photo should be of you, not your entire family. And I say that with tongue in cheek. I have seen a few photos on LinkedIn where they're big family shots with their children, with their cuddly toys. And actually, that's not really the sort of photo you want on LinkedIn. Those sort of photos, of course, are great for your personal profiles on platforms like Facebook. Ideally, the photo should be a recent one so that people can recognize you if they were to meet you face to face. It should make you look approachable, friendly, and professional. When you're writing your profile, the first thing to think about is whose attention are you trying to get. You want to tailor your profile to speak to the people whose attention you're trying to get. Use keywords that will help you come up faster in searches on LinkedIn. Your profile is not a CV though. You only need to include the work and experience that reinforces the message that you want to get across. Get your personality in there so that people get a real sense of who you are. You can personalize your LinkedIn URL, the link that takes people directly to your profile. You want to use the About section to bring your business to life and tell people the value that you personally add in a few paragraphs. You don't want to talk about yourself on your LinkedIn profile in the third person. Use words like I, me, we. Describe your professional journey and who you're aspiring to be in business. You want to inspire people that read your profile. So let's go and have a little look at some of the sections on LinkedIn. So this is my profile, obviously, and I'm going to just click on my name to go into my profile. Personalizing your profile URL is over on the right hand side. So let's just go and have a look at that first. In order to edit that, you click on the little pencil. Here you can see on the right hand side, you can edit your custom URL. And you can see that mine has been changed to my name. When you first come into this part of your profile and click on the little pencil, that's where you can edit it. But you will probably have your name plus a number of numbers, for example. It is well worth clicking on the pencil, editing this part. The only part you can edit is the part after in, which is this part here. Some people use it with their name. If you've got a name that may not be unique, some people add what they do on the end as well. Okay, just bear in mind this has to be a single word. You can't put spaces in. And then save that. Down here you've got the visibility of your profile. It's up to you what you want to do here. You can say that only first degree connections can see your photograph. You can change this so that only your network can see your photograph up to 3 degrees away from you. And just bear in mind that 3 degrees away from you means that if you're connected to somebody directly, they are a first degree connection. If that person is connected to someone else that you're not connected to, that makes them 2 degrees away from you. And beyond that connection, they are considered to be 3 degrees away from you. I've got mine set to public so that everyone, whether they're on LinkedIn or off LinkedIn, can find me in searches and also see all this information about me. My photograph, my background photograph, my headline, and so on. As I say, it's entirely up to you how much of this you want to show. If you decide you don't want to show all of it, that's fine too. You can create a badge. I click on that. And a badge here is something like this that you can add to your website. And you can choose between small, medium, large, and extra large. Let's go to the extra large to show you what I'm talking about. You can have it in this color or this color. All you do is copy this code and you paste it into the back end of your website. I'm not going to go through how to do that, but if you get stuck, then you'll probably need to speak to your web developers to help you paste this code in. Once you've pasted the code in, whichever one you copy and paste will appear on your website, and it will give people a link directly to your LinkedIn profile. Just so you know, in my presentation here, I've got a little how-to about creating that. So I'm going to just come out of this. Looking at our profile, all the different parts of your profile here, you could create something like this in Canva, for example. You can change your profile image here. And if I click on edit here, we can customize our profile. As you can see, you've got your first name and your surname. I've added what I do as part of my last name. You may or may not be able to do that anymore in LinkedIn. You've got any additional names, pronouns if you want to use them, and then you've got your headline. Now the headline is the first place that you want to put your keywords. This isn't a very long section, so as you can see, I've used the pipe symbol here to separate parts of my headline. I've told people what I do, and then I've also added a little extra part that tells people what I feel that I bring to the table, helping small businesses achieve a credible and human online presence. I've got my current position here. Obviously, we want the industry as close as we can possibly get it. You don't get an option here. If I wanted to add my own option, it wouldn't allow me to do that. You have to choose one of the options that LinkedIn gives you. I've got my education, where I'm located, the postcode of my registered office, where I'm based, links to my website. I can also add a custom button. If I click on that, a custom button is that I might want to link to my website. I've already done this, but just showing you how you do that. You put your link in, what you want the text to say, and then save that. And when people visit your profile, they will see that button on your profile. All right, so I'm going to save all of that and come out. I'll do this later. Now, one of the most important parts of your profile is the About section, and it's here. It used to be called the Summary section. If you edit this, this is where you really need to think about writing something that's really convincing, almost like a pitch, but also about the value that you bring to your business. And you can see what I've written here. I'm passionate about ensuring my clients get exactly what they need, exceptional service, all clients are treated like our only client, and so on and so forth. Down here, I've created what I call promises to my clients. And here, digital marketing management, all of this, these are keywords. Keywords that will help me come up in searches on LinkedIn, website building, SEO, digital marketing, training, those kinds of phrases. You really need to think about writing this very well. And my advice to you is to maybe write it outside of LinkedIn first, really tailor it to speak to the people whose attention you're trying to get. That could be introducers or strategic partners. Once you've refined it, then copy and paste it into LinkedIn. I've got some skills down here, my top skills, and then once I've added that, I can save this. And just bear in mind here, there are a number of characters that you can use. I've used 1129 out of 2600. You don't have to complete it. You don't have to use every single character. The most important thing is to write this well and to make sure that you get your keywords into the About section so that it will help you come up in searches for those keywords on LinkedIn. And then you click Save. Make sure that you tell your own story in your profile. Don't just talk about the skills that you have or the jobs you've had. You really need to bring this profile to life and talk about why the skills matter, the difference that they make to the people that you work with. Don't use buzzwords for the sake of it. Expertise, experience, certified, innovative. Only use words like that if they help you demonstrate how they matter in what you provide. There is a services feature that you can use to showcase the different types of services you provide. And if you scroll across this part of your profile here, you will see that you can showcase your services here. I'm not going to go through how to do that in this video because there's quite a lot to cover. However, it's very straightforward, and if you click Get Started, LinkedIn will take you through the process of adding a number of different services that you provide. There is also a creator mode in the resources section. You can use that to share topics, in other words, hashtags that you post the most about. Creator mode makes it easier for other users to discover your content and follow you rather than actually have to connect. So when people follow you, you don't have to approve the connection request. I've already switched it on, and again, if you haven't added it and you want to, you will find it along the bottom here. It's not available on mine because I've already added it. Now, it's really important on LinkedIn to build community, in other words, to connect with other users. The first thing is to list industries that would use your services. Try to send out an invitation at least once a day and personalize them. Ask for introductions. If somebody you know is connected to somebody you want to get in front of or connect to, maybe ask them to reach out to that person on your behalf and say that when you send your connection request, would they be willing to connect with you? Tell everyone about your profile. You might want to put a link to your profile, that link that we just personalized, on your business cards. You might have a shop window if you want to put it in there. Make it visible to other people. Add the link to your LinkedIn profile to your marketing materials. Tell people about your LinkedIn profile on your other social media platforms. You might even add it to your email signature. When you're out meeting people face to face, when you're back in your office, search for them on LinkedIn and connect with them. Use the advanced search to tailor and refine your searches. And also you can help other people by sharing their profiles. The more you do for other people, the more likely they are to help you. Let's have a quick look. So if I search for people on LinkedIn, here's Tony. If I view his profile where it says more, I can send Tony's profile to make an introduction in a private message to one of my connections on LinkedIn. That's a great way of introducing people. If I search for IT and view all results, I can refine my search by people. As you can see, I can follow some of these people, which means they've got creator mode switched on. When I'm searching to connect with other people, I don't need to connect with the people that I'm already connected to as first degree connections. So I would refine my search here, and this is where the advanced search filters come in. I would just say I want to search by second and third degree connections, people that I'm not directly connected to already. And now I have the option to connect with these people. If I decided that I wanted to connect with one of these people, I would click connect, and it would ask me if I want to send a personalized invitation. And I would highly recommend that you do that by clicking add a note. In my message, I would say something like, I'm trying to grow my network on LinkedIn. If you're happy to do so, I'd like to connect with you. I might also include something like, I noticed that we share a number of connections. I might also say that I think there may be some opportunities for us to work together, or that I think there may be some opportunities for us to pass work to each other. Have a little think about how you might be able to personalize the message to people that you want to connect with on LinkedIn. I'm going to come out of that for now. Over here, if I click on all filters, you can see that this is what we call the advanced search on LinkedIn. There are many options that you can choose here to refine your search. And when you refine your search, it will add that filter and show you more tailored results. Okay, let's move on. There's another section in LinkedIn where I'd recommend you put your keywords. It's in the skills section. If you can use keywords as your skills, then do so. I would aim for about 20 to 25 skills. You can have more. Connections who know you well can endorse you for your skills. Remember to endorse your own connections if you can, but obviously you must make sure that you are absolutely certain that you can endorse them with confidence. Endorsements reinforce credibility and also generate trust. In your profile, I'm going to come out of this to my profile here, going back into view profile. If I come down in my profile, you will see that my skills are here. I've got 29 of them. If I want to add more skills, I can do it here. And if I want to edit my skills, I can do that here. Let's just do that. And as you can see, I've used keywords as my skills, and I've got a number of endorsements for what I do. It's very important to have your skills listed because it also reinforces what you bring to the table in terms of knowledge, skills, and experience. Okay, so let's talk about content. If you're going to post on LinkedIn, remember it's a professional network and your content should reflect this. Try to post with images. You don't have to. And if you are using images, make sure you use images that make your content stand out. Add links to your posts to drive traffic to your website or to your blog posts, for example. Share white papers, case studies, and even post videos on LinkedIn, while all the time remembering it's a professional network. Create the type of content that is about leadership, inspirational, content that teaches people how to do things or motivates them. It might even empathize with challenges that you think your prospects may be facing. You might even write content that empowers them. Post updates. You can post them on your profile and in group discussions. And of course you can publish blog posts. You can post status updates that mention connections on LinkedIn and ask them questions or promote them even. You can connect with influencers in your industry. You might want to share their posts, mention them, promote them, try to get their attention and then maybe ask them to connect at that point. If you write a blog already, you might take your blog posts and post them onto LinkedIn a few days after posting them on your website. This is a great way of sharing your content with users on LinkedIn without them having to leave LinkedIn. Make sure you only add the blog posts though that are relevant to the users on LinkedIn. You might even include a link in the post on LinkedIn to take people to your website so they can find out more about you. Let me just show you where all of that is. Let's go back to home. If I want to post something on LinkedIn, I can just click here to start a normal post. I can type in my post, I can add a video, I can add a photo or an image, I can create an event, and there's a few more options there, such as creating a poll. I can write my post in here, and then I can either post it or schedule it for later. If I want to write an article, I do that here. And again, I would upload an image, tells you the size here, which you could create easily in Canva. You put the title, paste in your content here. There are different formatting options here, such as being able to add a link to your website. You go to next and it will post it for you. And this is where I would copy and paste a blog post from my website. And the great thing about this is that it allows people to stay on LinkedIn, engage with your content here without having to leave and visit your website. LinkedIn has a number of groups, and they're a great way to demonstrate your expertise to a larger audience that are not necessarily connected to you. Most people tend to join groups that are industry related, where they can hang out with people in their industry. My advice is to join the groups where your potential clients may be, where they may be asking questions related to what you offer, and you can then offer help and advice to get exposure for your company without trying to sell to them. To find groups you might be interested in joining, type something into the search bar, click See All Results, and refine your search by groups. If you're already a member of a group, you'll be able to view posts. If you're not a member, you can click Join. It may take a while to be able to join a group, so it may be pending for a while because the group administrators may need to approve your membership. But joining groups is as simple as that. Searching for leads. This is another thing that I really love about LinkedIn. If you search, can anyone recommend in London? Does anyone know a good I'm looking for? Those kinds of things, and then use the filters to refine your search, you might find some leads. Let's have a look. Go back to home. Here we go. Now with this search, you always refine by posts because that's where people would put something like this. And of course that one came up straight away. I'd probably sort this as well by date posted and probably look for no more than the past week of posts. Because if you look back any further than that, it's likely that it's probably too late to actually respond. I'm hiring. Know anyone who might be interested? If you do, you could help and give someone a recommendation there. And if I saw something like this for one of my connections on LinkedIn, I would comment and I would say I can highly recommend. I would then use the @ symbol and type in the name of my connection on LinkedIn. They would then get a notification to say that I'd mentioned them, and I would expect them to reply to my comment and say thank you very much, Lorraine Windsor, and they would say hi Alessandra if that's the person I was recommending them to, and say I will be sending you a connection request if they're not already connected, and then I will get in touch with you privately to set up a time for us to talk, to see if I can help you in any way. Alright, so that's worth doing. So with this, I would highly recommend that you don't recommend yourself. I would recommend that you get some connections that you are confident to refer and vice versa, and that you help each other by recommending each other when you see opportunities for each other. Recommendations are fantastic on LinkedIn. If you're a B2B, business to business company, then you want recommendations from people in your network. You might ask customers who've given you a testimonial somewhere else to give you a recommendation on LinkedIn. If you've used the services of other people on LinkedIn and you're really happy with what they've done, then please make sure that you recommend them as well. Recommendations are social proof. They lead to trust, they lead to credibility. And when somebody recommends you, you have the option to read the recommendation before allowing it to appear in your profile. If you want to recommend someone else, you find their profile, you go to their profile, you view their full profile, and where it says more, you can request that this person gives you a recommendation, or you can recommend the person whose profile you're on. Recommendations are added to your profile, and as I said, they really tell people that you are credible and trustworthy. There are fairly limited analytics on LinkedIn unless you upgrade to a premium account. A premium account is not cheap, and so I've never ever used it because it's actually not necessary for what I need to do on LinkedIn. LinkedIn often offers a free trial for a month, so if you want to try that out, why not give that a go? If I go into my limited stats here, it will tell me things like over the last 90 days, how many people have viewed my profile, but I can't really see that information unless I'm connected to them. However, I might notice some similarities between the industries that are viewing my profile, which might make me think about writing some content that's aimed at those industries. As you can see here, these are people that I'm actually connected to, and some people are asking me to connect here. These are some additional people that have been viewing my profile, and it's saying I can unlock this information with the premium version. If I go back to my profile, here, post impressions, this gives me information about what I've been posting on LinkedIn, and it tells me I've had more impressions on my posts. It's gone up 29% in the last 7 days, and I've got more followers. I've had 47 profile views, and I've appeared in 37 searches in the last week. There's some further information down here. I'm not going to go into any of this in any great detail, but just so you know, there are some statistics available. If I click on that one, there's a little bit more information here. Alright, so those are the analytics. As I say, they're fairly limited with the free version, but you may be able to pick up a few things around who's viewing your profile. If you are able to see who they are, you might want to think about a way of opening a discussion with some of those people that have viewed your profile. But try to think creatively about this. Look for opportunities to talk to people without constantly looking for opportunities to try and sell to them. And that's it. That is a whistle-stop tour of LinkedIn. I hope you've enjoyed it. I wish you all the very best of luck with it. Thank you.